And we're back. And we're gonna do some back at camp stuff.
Yes. Let me pull up our order of operations real quick.
So we chopped a girl in half, dusted our hands, and walked home.
Hey, you didn't chop her in half.
I shot her real good, and then I passed out.
Oh, you meant, okay, yes, you did chop her in half. I thought you were referring to either the woman that was in pieces or something, but yeah, no. Okay, so first, secondary mission before we do back at camp stuff. So you sent both snipers and Ghost Owl. Can we assemble die pools for them? Oh, actually, before we even do that, XP, motherfuckers. XP.
Do we not do that at the end of the session? Do we do it at the end of the
No,
mission?
you do that after mission.
Okay, sure. Cool. Let's do that then.
Very adamant.
Well, you can do 2 XP. You can do 2 missions per a single session in this game if your pacing's quick enough.
Yeah.
So.
Every time you roll a desperate action mark XP. Did I do any desperates? I did one desperate, didn't I?
Yeah, desperate. You did a desperate resolve action.
Yeah, cool, excellent. And then Attica's trigglers are: did she survive the mission? Yes. Did she help her squad? Did she help her squad through enforcing discipline and strategic planning?
You tried.
She tried. It says you helped your squad.
Did you try?
God damn it.
It's up to you. I'm going to leave it in your hands whether or not that was like sufficient, whether it succeeding was important or not.
I don't think
However,
what was your however?
I'm just going to remember what the whether or not we say if it counted or not based on like whether or not you tried to do the thing. I will just keep that in mind from now on.
Yeah, I don't think I helped. I think it doesn't say you tried to help. It says you helped. So I don't think so. You brought into play your heritage or traumas. I definitely brought into play my traumas. I don't know if I brought into play
what are your heritage traits?
My heritage traits are stoic and vicious.
You prowess resist. You prowess resisted something, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yep. Okay, so 2 there.
Also, actually, you started with the vicious trait, so it automatically happens because vicious triggered too. Because you were playing into that. The vicious trait is also part of your heritage.
Yeah,
you get
cool.
both. Awesome. It's a bit of a way to early game that 2 XP.
Yeah, and also there was that thing of Button. My feeling of the Button. Her believing in the structure and the military order felt Button to me, but
interesting.
Yeah, that was the feeling I had. But yeah, did highest tier. So, yep. And then did someone die because of my orders?
Yes, kind of. You ordered them to do something and they didn't do it, so you shot them.
Yeah, I think that counts. Cool. Awesome.
I count the shit out of that.
Yep.
They would not have died if you hadn't ordered them to do that.
That's true. I'm gonna take, because I got 7 there. So anyway, yeah, that's me. That's Attica.
Cool.
Cameron, do you want to go next?
Okay. I mark my desperate XPs as I roll them, so they're all up to date.
Yeah, you're supposed to do
that. I survived the mission. Get 1.
Microphone muted. There you go.
If you helped your squad through medical knowledge or emotional comfort.
I
find out with poisons.
Yeah, actually, you were helpful in a few cases with being like, this shit's poison, yo. And also, this shit's probably not good to be on fire and be breathing that in. So don't do that.
And now we have some poison spears to take back to the camp.
They're pieces of wood with poison on them. I wouldn't really count them as spears. They're more like stakes.
Well, if it's long enough, it's a stake, isn't it just a spear at that point?
No.
Oh.
No.
Does a stake come from a steer? Sorry. I didn't use any of my traits, and I don't have I've got a trauma now.
You get the XP then. Traumaing will always get you that XP.
My trait is to boost a campaign action, so I don't get to use that one until we do that at the end. So would I still get XP for that?
No.
No? Okay. And per highest threat of opponent faced.
3. Now for you.
That fills me
Crimson.
up again.
Cool.
All right. Survive the mission. Booyah. Help the squad through might or fortitude. Yes.
Yeah. Bisected the lady.
Uh-huh. And ripped the weird thing off the thing. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Brought into play heritage or traumas. I mean, I cut a lady in half without letting her finish
Vicious.
whatever creepy shit she was doing.
Vicious, yeah.
Yeah. And for heritage, I got quick and strange.
You couldn't resist the corruption, so that didn't come up. Quick, no, because you weren't in normal load.
Fair. Okay. So that's one there. Per highest tier of opponent is another 3.
3.
So that's 6 XP.
And we'll also do mission rewards for this mission real quick. So this one is, you would lose 1 morale because someone died, but you gain 3 morale from this mission. So it's a net of +2 morale. -1 time, meaning I'm gonna have to wait for my advance, which makes me sad. Broken won't get a power till next time.
Womp womp.
That goes down by 1. And pressure does not increase this after this mission, because normally pressure would automatically increase by 1.
So
But
where
it
are we
does.
keeping these notes? These are
Commander's notes.
Yeah.
These should all be put in commander's notes because it's technically all still under
Yep.
commander jurisdiction.
So time was -1.
Yep.
And what was our morale before this mission?
7,
County.
and it's now 9.
Cool.
I just want to check something real quick. I'm trying to remember if okay, no, it resets to 0 when you advance. So yes, you are at 0 pressure currently. Which, yeah, that's rad.
Great.
Okay, so where is the thing? Those are all the rewards
So
from there, and
yep.
now secondary mission.
Yep.
So our list for the secondary mission is they are faithful to the Legion. Do we spend intel for the secondary? How does
No,
we
don't have
none.
Yeah. None of them, not all of them are veterans. For now, they are trustworthy, and we are meeting the requirements for an assault mission. On an assault mission, we did spend a thing to get to Blackshot, so we get 2.
Yes.
And none of them are wounded, as far as I know.
So roll 2 dice.
Pinch your dice.
So there's an interesting design thing very quickly. The reward for this mission, it's a special mission, so I didn't write it, says pressure does not increase. I'm curious whether or not that means pressure does not increase this phase, regardless of what happens, or just when time passes. I'm fairly sure just when time passes, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, like, you will still gain a pressure from not being able to do the third mission.
That makes sense to me.
But, okay. Just wanted to clear that up because it was a neat thing that I'm going to tell Strauss to clarify later. But anyways, that is a 4, so you have options. On your sheet. Let me scroll over and look.
Clicking all over the place. So on a 4 to 5, we are in a risky position. No, that's the primary. Secondary mission, fail the mission, or you can succeed. 2 squad members die, and all specialists take 2 level harm.
So keep in mind, if 2 squad members die, you will be dropped back down to 7, and that is at the mark where you will only have 1 downtime action.
Well, we get 2 morale for the mission, right? So wouldn't that cancel out the deaths?
No. The 2 morale bumped you from 7 to 9, and then these 2 deaths would bump you from 9 to 7.
But if the secondary mission succeeds, we get 2 morale.
Oh,
The
I
secondary
see.
mission. Yeah.
I forgot
yeah,
this. The second one gives. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. The second one also gives. So yes, that would bump you from 7 back to 9. So yeah, you would still be at high. You would. Yeah, that's
Time to kill some minions.
which rookies die.
We're so cavalier about the death of simulated.
I mean,
humans.
I am. You're cavalier. That's your thing. I have no investment in these rookies.
I would like to point out that the first letter of the names of the Ghost Hour squad spell out Pinga. Let's get rid of Garossi and Albin.
Grassi and Alvin. Okay. Are you keeping track of the dead, Lore Keeper?
Yes, that's sorry. Let me. I was distracted by the name thing.
Pinga.
That's
Garossi
3
and
dead
Albin
this
are dead?
session.
Yeah.
What's our total deaths at?
I will find out in just a second.
3 for this session.
Sure. I want to know if we're close to another story or at one is all.
Yeah, that's the question. I will find out for you in just a second.
So because that mission succeeded, in that case, mark the level 2 harm on the both snipers. That's the downside of sending both snipers on both of them on something. But they also both mark XP, which I will mark that XP if someone else will give them their things. Their harm.
Do they get 2 slots of harm? 2 slots
No,
of 2 harm?
they get 1 level 2 harm.
Right.
So you reward 1 morale and 1 supply. So what this like the secondary mission squad comes back, and there are tales of essentially the mission was a success because they were able to just sit back and pick off this wave of Render's troops that ended up trying to annihilate them and killed 2 rookies. What they tell tales of, however, is seeing if you remember the hounds, they're these the people that were essentially they had their teeth filed down and they walked on all 4s and were undead and had hooks in their collarbones and had chains attached to them and essentially acted like attack dogs. They encountered this one that looked like its skin had been charred, like it was kicked into a fire and slow roasted. And its eyes were red, and when it howled with the voices of thousands. And they saw let me find who it was. When Garossi died, it's because this thing caught up to them and pounced on Garossi, and they ran because there were more coming, but it flipped him over onto his back and pried open his mouth with its clawed hands and breathed in and literally sucked the voice and soul out of Garossi. And then when it cried again, they swear they could hear Garossi's voice with it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth the supply.
So yes, you however have a supply.
We're at 14 dead.
14. One way. If you actually killed the person that tried to stab you, then you'd have been at 15 and be able to
I should have killed that. No, sorry. It's alright.
Okay. So mission rewards, mission penalties, morale loss happened. Back at camp. So yeah, that is sort of the tone of that squad when they come back. those soldiers from the soldiers that went on the primary mission of Emberwolves are still like completely shaken up. And I think that now that like out of the combat zone, I think Kettle is pretty shaken up too. I think Kettle like is like wandered off, but like people have been talking about how they've seen Kettle like sobbing all day, like by themselves, just alone. And Zora is pretty much like not like she has been seen like kind of making fun of them essentially for not being in like better spirits, right? They've succeeded, why are they not happy, sort of things. And
Zora is a jock.
Yes.
What's wrong, nerds?
So yeah, that's like my setup, but the back at camp is yours, Lorekeeper.
Yeah, let me find my...
Just real quick, do rookies mark XP for missions they live through?
No, only played rookies.
Well, okay, only the rookies that you're playing in that mission, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, sorry. People don't gain XP unless you're playing them, which is sort of a thing like, if you just take 2 specialists and a medic on every single mission, you will never play another rookie, so you will never actually get more soldiers unless you get them through mission rewards.
Exactly, yeah. Where is... I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
It's at the very bottom of the
no, it's
PDF.
because there's two PDFs, and I was looking at the wrong one.
Ah,
silly.
Where so
it's easy.
Our morale is at
9.
Awesome. In which case, the soldiers hold the remembrance for the fallen, both in like both of these missions, and also in the like previous ones. I think it takes the form of like a song sung over drink and food. That is like a 99 bottles of beer type thing, but you put people's names into it. And yeah, and throughout the night over from Sunstrider camps, wafting out over the fields nearby and echoing up into the hills, we hear the names of the fallen sung joyfully.
This Zora can get behind, I think. I think like celebration of the dead and like the fallen, those who have not seen or tasted victory, is something that she can mourn and then like join in on. So like I think like Zora drinks with everyone and is like just as like is maybe because obvious. I don't think the Ghost Out Squad show up, or rather Emberwolves show up. I think like that's sort of that awkward thing where it's like the victor should be here, sort of thing, mourning with us, and yeah.
Cool.
So that's back at camp. I think that unless anyone has something like specific they want to do. However,
I want to slap Attica, but
yeah, but she's an officer.
I feel like Tyrius coming from like a less stratified culture where everyone has a rank and they're kind of all the same, and she's also a medic, she's not a soldier.
Yeah,
she's kind of like removes herself from that order of things, and so doesn't respect Attica's authority in that way. Like she understands the structure that's supposed to be there, but she's willing to step up and say, nah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that done, time passes. Pressure and time increase. Only.
I still have to do quartermaster things, right?
We're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
We have to do time passes first. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Cool.
So time would pressure would increase, but there is no pressure to increase because of that. You succeeded that mission. Time will increase back again back to where it was. My sweet thing. I want that advance. Anyways, let me get back to that page. Food is consumed. Quartermaster.
Okay.
Mark of food.
Everyone is allowed to eat this time.
Rations. Food rationing will improve. Will continue until morale improves.
Mm-hmm.
Choose and resolve campaign actions. Quartermaster.
Okay, so with the morale, I get 2 campaign actions, right?
Correct.
Okay, so first one's going to be Liberty. Every specialist clears up to 3 stress. Legion morale goes up by 2.
I should also point out that an acquire assets action in the Sunstrider camp, that if you're trying to acquire horses, is that with +2 die, because there are plenty horses here.
Okay, my thing is we need Blackshot, and unless I can somehow convert a horse to Blackshot, that is less than optimal for me.
You can spend your supply to get Blackshot.
Oh, I will spend our supply to get Blackshot. Let me mark that on here. So now we have 4 pips. Okay. And with my remaining action, we're going to begin a long-term project to bring the frightened soldiers back into the fold, so to speak, and kind of get them in fighting shape again.
So the quartermaster, seeing that these soldiers are not fit for duty, is taking it upon themselves to do something that could be argued as the marshal's job to try and rehabilitate these people. Cool.
So now I have to pick a specialist to lead the project. So
Darius gets a boost.
What?
Darius can boost a campaign action.
When it's in relation to themselves, yeah. However, let me check a thing very quickly. I just wanted to see what your sway and consort and stuff are.
Do you have any good talking to people skills, Cami?
I have discipline and sway.
Sway is what you'd need.
I will specifically say that discipline will not work for this. You cannot discipline them to make them listen right now.
But I have sway.
You do have sway.
And I can boost my resolve.
All right. Well, you are. Put you. How many segments is this clock?
Let's see. It's not like. Let me look real quick.
Sure.
On a I'm mostly judging based on like I'm looking at the results and judging based on how many 4 to 5s it would take to complete. So I'm going to say this is a 6 or an 8 clock. Does anyone have any opinions on that one? I am willing to like put that forward a little bit. 6 would make this a much like quicker recovery if that's more of like the tonal thing. If it like.
Well, I feel like morale in general is pretty high, and this is the first sort of break we've had. So I feel like coming back to camp, everybody would be sort of focused on, okay, this is bad. We need to get together and fix this before it becomes worse. So I feel like if this were a thing that keeps happening, it maybe make it an 8. But I think for the first occurrence, a 6 might make sense.
All right, I can get behind that. I will make it a 6 clock.
Hooray!
Can I push Terius on this roll?
Yeah.
Cool.
We have already done liberties and stuff. So like you cleared your stress, like you cleared 3 stress rather.
Well, I had 0 stress, so I was going to take the stress and then clear it.
Yeah, no, you take 1 stress. You do not clear that stress.
Isn't pushing 2 stress?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You take the stress as in you take the amount of stress that which you are procuring currently.
Right, okay.
It's not letting me edit this clock for some reason, but this is the rehabilitation clock right here.
Here, I'll do it for you.
So what's my
Oh,
position?
I can do that. I can't. I was trying to name it. Sorry.
I was being silly.
Position. Its position and effect. Like it's essentially a fortune roll right now. Effect would matter. Position doesn't. A single tick. Like the mood it's too fresh. The mood being good for everyone else doesn't matter right now.
We get 2 ticks because I boost my campaign action.
There you go. That you I think like because you have access to like really you're an Aurite, you have access to more like resources for this sort of thing. You are able like more like finely trained in this sort of area. So like I think you call upon some outside help to help you, and you're able to reach there a bit more than most people would be able to.
I think being outside the system helps a little as well.
Awesome. So those you no longer have any supply to spend to have it to do another action. But yeah. So because you are now out of supply again, you are, however, done with campaign actions. So that's nice. Let me see. Yeah, I do not believe there's anything else to do other than be like collective body that is the commander now. What's the plan?
It's like a really big Muppet. It takes a couple of people to operate.
Are we advancing?
I am interested in advancing to the Teresh Forest personally.
I'm okay with
also,
that. Sorry.
I was just gonna say where you are advancing to is also a thing to be brought up for sure.
If we go to Westlake, we can do supply, religious, scout, and assault. So we could actually hang out there for a while.
Yep, I like that plan too.
Yep. Because we're kind of pushing it on Blackshot and food right now. Like if we can get some more supply, that'd be really good.
There are reasons I like both of these places, so I'm not going to say anything.
We're going to go with the best options that we can.
Okay, sure. Sounds good. All right. So do we need to roll for advancing?
Yeah, the pressure was up to 1 because of the mission that was forced to fail because of that penalty. So the commander, whoever would like to do that in this case, rolls that 1 pressure die to determine whether or not like how much time it increases.
Cammy, do you want to do that?
No, you can do that.
Okay.
Little Miss Officer.
Sure.
I'm gonna get my advance.
Ooh.
5. So it takes up twice. So summer ends is the first thing that happens.
Yeah.
As you're approaching Westlake, the winds get noticeably chillier, and like the days slightly shorter, and the mood also dies down a little bit because everyone knows that once winter hits, you will no longer be able to access the path to Skydagger will freeze over, and if you are not there, you'll most likely die at the hands of the undead.
Yay! Excellent.
Totally fine.
Totally fine.
We have to go through the mines of Moria.
The mines. So yeah, Westlake. We have plenty of time, so I'm gonna scroll down and find the thing for Westlake and read that. Where is Westlake? Sorry, it's gonna take me a second.
Right.
I should.
There's it's like the bookmarks are really helpful.
I found it. Through Carlsberg, on the west shore of the Tigeria, was the Aldermark capital, Westlake. Maybe its proudest city, the seat of the priesthood of the twins, the gods of Aldermark. It has prospered for years by channeling trade from coast to coast, up the river, and west into the Aldermark proper. Its massive walls are 50 handbreadths high and decorated with red and gold colors of the city. Westlake has yet to fall to the undead horde. In the initial push, the undead stopped here before the Cinder King arrived in person to bring down the walls himself. The Eastern Kingdom's reinforcements, with their newly invented Blackshot, drove the undead forces back over the Tigeria to regroup. Now, as the undead forces march east again, the city considers itself an untouchable bastion. Before the gates is a tent city of refugees, seeking the shelter of the walls, but stymied by the protocols the council has put in place. Curfew is strictly maintained, and entry and egress from the city is tightly controlled at the city gates, with many aspects of the population's lives tightly regimented in preparation of the oncoming siege. So this is Westlake. The main thing of note here is upon arrival, you can't enter immediately. It is
Assault mission, go.
So I'm gonna kick the door down.
Let me find 1 second. Right now the asset rating here is 0. You cannot travel from Westlake to Eastlake until you're allowed in. Once you enter, the asset rating will increase. If the Legion advances without the quartermaster acquiring boats, add +2 dice to the pressure roll whenever that happens. The council's strict rules make getting into the city complicated. The Legion must complete a 3 clock entering the city, 3 clock long-term project before they're allowed in. So that's a thing to note after the next set of missions. Also, now that you're here, what is the plan for what's the mission priority?
Supply.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, supply it is. We have about an hour and 20 minutes, right?
So I don't mind if we finish, like, if we wrap it up early today,
Okay.
because I think that works from, like, I don't know that running another mission, I don't know, I'm feeling quite I'm feeling a little under the weather, so yeah, so I know Aaron is as well, so I'm thinking that if we finish up early, that's fine today.
Perfectly fine. In that case, yeah, supply for next time then. That's great.
That sounds good to me.
Give us those crates.
Yeah. If that's everything, then we might do some shout outs and finish up. Because that mission was, I really like the way that, like, yeah, like, and if we had like completed that first mission like quicker again, then maybe we would have done another one. I like the way that Blades hacks have that thing of, like, sometimes missions take a really long time and sometimes they just go really, really quickly, and like it follows the dice in that way.
It's also the fact that there was only really a single enemy for that mission. Yeah. So once that was solved, and I didn't want to just be like, here is a bajillion traps to navigate. I didn't, like, that wasn't. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So once that was solved,
yeah,
good.
Cool. All right. Well then, let's do some shout outs. Let's start with Aaron. Aaron, do you want to do some shout outs?
Okay. Hi, I'm Aaron. You've seen me doing things here. If you want to see more of the things that I guess I have done, you can check out the podcast that I'm on. It's called That D&D Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, etc. I have my own Twitch channel. It's The Road Virus with underscores between the words. You can find me on Twitter at The Road Virus _. I just set up an itch.io page, which will be a thing shortly. So I guess more news on that in the future. I guess that's it. Yeah. Oh, if you want to help me crowdfund surgery, you can go to gofundme.com/AaronGetsGRS. And non-capitalist shout out of the day is naps are amazing and can help a lot if you feel like shit.
They're real good. I like them. Cammy.
Hi, I'm Cammy. I am Splidget Moose on everywhere that I'm on. The only Splidget Moose on the internet, last time I checked. I have Twitch, Twitter, Tumblr, all that jazz. I want to clarify with Aaron, are you on all of the podcasts on D&D Podcast or just specific
A
one?
large majority of them. I want to say I've run like 50% of the ones on there, give or
And
take.
do they all have like member lists on each episode on the page?
No, we should have done that, but
Yeah.
basically for the first like 3 years it was a cast of 6 people, and then over the past little bit we've kind of branched.
Cool. I'll take another look. My non-capitalist shout out is to get a lumbar support niche. It helps for sitting.
Naturally.
Yeah. Nice. Alice, shout outs?
Hi, I'm Alice, also known as Tafcat around the internet. I have Twitter, TAFKAT. I also have a Patreon, same deal. I make games, mostly focused on queer stuff, but might do other stuff at some point too. I have recently started streaming a bunch. That's also at Tafcat. So if you wanna see me probably play like Dark Souls and roguelikes, that's the place to do that. That's about it for me. So non-capitalist shout out, do things that make you happy. Like I, for example, have been eating this. Oh gosh. No, it finally failed me. No.
Haha, I told you it was a matter of time.
Okay, well I'm eating this giant lollipop is my answer. But it's now as is covered in paper. That's
You flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Look, it worked for a long time, okay?
Until it didn't. Sorry.
I'm sad
All right.
now.
Well, I've been Ash. I've been your GM and I've been your host and your lawkeeper, but not GM. It's automatic. Hey, this is my channel. So if you haven't hit the follow button, it's up there in the corner. You should do that. And then we will be playing Splintering Wheel Dungeon World tomorrow. And then Blades in the Dark on Monday. And then I'll be playing a bunch of No Man's Sky and Caves of Cod and RimWorld and things like that throughout the week. So hang around for
You're
that.
a busy lady.
I am. You can follow me online at ACEGIAC, ACEGIAK, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, Pillow Fort, and Patreon if you want to support my ongoing game design work. But for now, thank you all so much. Thank you, Alice, for running. That was a really fun session. And we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye everyone.